Wait a second. Johnny Depp has fears? Yeah. The guy who's played pirates, mobsters, Mad Hatters, he's actually afraid of a few things. And honestly, some of them might surprise you. I mean, think about it. When you hear Johnny Depp, what comes to mind? Probably confidence, cool roles, that mysterious vibe, right? It's easy to assume that someone like him is fearless. But the truth is, even someone who's stood in front of millions, who's taken on the most unusual characters, even he has things that keep him up at night. And that's kinda the point of today's video. Because we're diving into the side of Johnny most people don't get to see. The personal stuff. The human stuff. His real fears. And not just the surface level ones, but the ones that go deep. Some of them are emotional. Some come from his childhood. And one of them, well, it might even break your heart a little. So stick around. You're gonna learn something new. And who knows? You might even see a little bit of yourself in his story. Let's start with something close to his heart, his kids. Johnny's a father. And not just any father, one who genuinely cherishes his role as a dad. He said before that becoming a father changed everything for him. It gave him purpose. A sense of direction. A reason to wake up and fight another day. So one of his biggest fears? Losing that connection. Drifting away from his children. Not being understood by them. Or worse, being seen as a stranger in their eyes. Now, I don't know about you, but that fear is deeply relatable. Whether you're a parent, an older sibling, a mentor, or just someone who loves someone else deeply, you know that feeling. That quiet, creeping fear that you might not be enough. That your best might not be reaching them. That something could pull you apart. For Johnny, that bond with his kids means everything. And it's one of the few things in his life that fame can't protect. In fact, sometimes it makes it even harder. With the media always watching, with opinions flying from all directions, it's tough to just be dad. But he tries. And he fears losing that. Alright, now here's another one. This one goes back pretty far. The fear of being misunderstood. If you've followed Johnny's career, you already know, he doesn't exactly go for the safe roles. He's always been drawn to the weird, the quiet, the complicated. Think Edward Scissorhands, Willy Wonka, Jack Sparrow, these characters are layered. A little strange. A little broken. And over time, people started confusing the actor with the roles. Some thought he was strange in real life. Others assumed he was always brooding or eccentric. But the truth is, Johnny's just an artist. A quiet guy who sees the world a bit differently. And here's where the fear kicks in. He's afraid people don't really see him. Like, the real him. Beyond the costumes, the press headlines, the sound bites. That fear? It runs deep. Because when people misunderstand you for long enough, you start to question who you even are. You start to wonder, will anyone ever get me? Will they ever stop looking at the surface? And let's be real for a second, haven't we all felt that way at some point? Misunderstood by family, friends, teachers, co-workers, it happens. And it hurts. Now, we can't talk about Johnny's fears without mentioning the past few years. The lawsuits. The media circus. The social media storms. He went through a phase where it felt like the whole world was watching him, judging him, picking sides. And not just based on facts, but on rumors, clips, and loud opinions. That kind of spotlight? It's brutal. And so, another fear crept in, public humiliation. The fear of being torn apart in front of the world. The fear of people believing a version of you that isn't even real. The fear of losing your name, your dignity, your truth. It wasn't just about him either. It affected his family. His children had to see it. His friends were dragged into it. His career took a hit. That kind of fear, it changes you. Makes you quieter. More careful. More guarded. But here's the twist, he didn't fear the truth. What he feared was the distorted truth. The version that gets twisted, clipped, reshaped by the internet. That's something a lot of us can relate to now, right? Being misrepresented online. Being misunderstood from a post or a photo. It's a very modern kind of fear, but a real one. Now let's switch gears a little. Let's talk about something creative. You might not know this, but Johnny has a huge fear of losing his creative freedom. For him, acting isn't just a job. It's an outlet. A way to explore, to heal, to express. He doesn't chase the biggest paycheck or the flashiest roles. He wants the odd ones. The roles with pain and beauty and weirdness. So when someone tries to box him in, when they say, just do what sells, that's when the fear kicks in. He's afraid of becoming a puppet. Of losing that spark that makes him, him. And I think a lot of us feel that way in our own ways. Maybe you're in a job that doesn't feel like you. Maybe you've had to hide parts of yourself just to fit in. Maybe you've had to tone down your voice, your style, your personality, just to be accepted. That's the fear. The fear of losing who you are, just to be what others want. Now, there's one more fear that's quiet, but powerful. It's not loud or dramatic. It's subtle. And it's something Johnny's talked about in his own way. It's the fear of becoming numb. After years of fame, success, heartbreak, betrayal, there's always this risk that you stop feeling. That you shut down. That the world becomes too loud, too painful, too exhausting, and you just go numb. But Johnny doesn't want that. He fights against it. He stays curious. He makes art. He plays music. He surrounds himself with beauty and honesty and real people. Because he knows. Once you lose your ability to feel, to care, to cry or laugh, you're no longer living. You're just existing. And that fear? That's what keeps him human. So, what can we take from all this? I mean, what's the point in knowing Johnny Depp's fears? Well, here's the thing, it reminds us that no matter how famous, how talented, or how rich someone is, we're all just human underneath. With our own worries. Our own baggage. Our own quiet, invisible fears. But also, there's strength in facing those fears. Johnny doesn't pretend to be fearless. He doesn't hide behind his fame. He owns it. He talks about it. He works through it. And that's actually a big lesson. There's a lot of pressure out there to look strong. To act like we've got it all figured out. But sometimes, the strongest thing you can do, is say, yeah, I'm scared. But I'm still here. Still showing up. And you know what else? Art helps. For Johnny, it's acting, painting, playing guitar. For you, it might be something totally different. Maybe it's writing. Or dancing. Or cooking. Or just talking to someone. Whatever it is, use it. Let it help you deal with the fear. Let it keep you from going numb. And here's something else that really stands out about Johnny, he refuses to let the world define him. Even after everything, the scandals, the court battles, the career ups and downs, he still walks his own path. He doesn't let the internet tell him who he is. He doesn't let the headlines change how he sees himself. And that's powerful. Because yeah, the world will judge you. It'll label you. It'll put you in a box if you let it. But at the end of the day, only you get to decide who you are. Alright, before we wrap up, let me ask you something. What's a fear you've had to face in your own life? Something that really challenged you. How did you deal with it? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear your story. And honestly, you never know who else might need to hear it too. If you found this look into Johnny's fears interesting, you might want to check out our next video. It's all about how he's making a quiet but powerful comeback in 2025. Not in the loud Hollywood way, but in a real, soulful way. Trust me, it's worth watching. And hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps the channel grow. And it keeps us making content like this, real, thoughtful, honest. Thanks for hanging out today. Take care of yourself. And remember, even the people who seem fearless, they've got their battles too.